I signed up for the yoga retreat because I needed to reset. Between work, a breakup, and the endless doom scrolling, I was drained. The ad described a 4-week mountaintop program for women only. No phones, no distractions, just full physical and spiritual transformation. It sounded perfect. Too perfect. The drive up was beautiful. The studio was surrounded by forest, perched high above the fog line. Inside, everything was minimalist. Pale wood, soft mats, herbal teas. There were 8 of us total, all women, all strangers. We handed over our phones at check-in, were shown to identical little rooms, and told to rest before our 5 a.m. start. That first week was brutal. Sunrise yoga, raw meals, silent hours, ice baths. But it worked. I slept better. I felt lighter, clearer. By week 2, though, things felt different. The other women became quiet, not meditative, but blank. They barely blinked. When we practiced yoga, their movements were synchronized to the second, even when poses changed mid-flow. No one spoke outside the sessions. And their eyes, always glazed, always fixed on the instructor. Speaking of her, the instructor, Asha, was unlike anyone I'd ever met. Calm, graceful, intense. She never raised her voice, never got flustered. But sometimes, she stared too long, like she was measuring something deep inside you. One night, I woke up thirsty and left my room to find the kitchen dark. But as I passed the main studio, I saw a glow under the door. I peeked in. All 7 of the women were inside, practicing, perfectly, slowly, in total silence. Asha stood among them, not instructing, just watching, smiling. The next morning, no one acknowledged the night session. When I asked if anyone had trouble sleeping, they just smiled. By day 12, I started to feel like I wasn't just being trained. I was being conditioned. That's when I woke to find my door locked, from the outside. No explanation, no warning. I banged on the wood. "Asha?" No response, just silence. Then, a soft voice. Her voice. "You're almost ready to ascend." That word chilled me. Ascend. Like something final, irreversible. I waited, listened. After a while, I heard footsteps fading. Then silence again. That's when I remembered. 3 days earlier, during a cleaning session, I found a tiny key in the back of the closet. I had no idea what it opened, but I had pocketed it out of habit. I pulled it out, tried the door. It worked. I slipped into the hallway. All the other doors were closed. I crept to the front lobby, empty. No staff, no cars. Even the front desk was gone. Just a hollow space like no one had ever sat there. I pushed the front door open and stepped into blinding fog, but I ran anyway. I followed the gravel trail, heart hammering, barefoot, until I found the gate, locked. I scaled it, scraping my hands and feet on the wrought iron. I hit the ground hard on the other side, muddy, shaking, but free. And then I ran until I found signal. The police never found the studio. When they went to the coordinates, there was nothing there. Just forest, no path, no building. But I know it was real. I've started speaking out, warning other women who might fall for the same pitch. And I've gotten messages, anonymous, vague, from people who say they escaped something very similar. Asha's studio may have vanished, but I still dream about those women, flowing in silence, moving like puppets. And I wonder, what exactly were they being trained for? It started with an ad. Late one night, I was doom-scrolling Instagram when I saw it. A black and white photo of a woman mid-punch, sweat flying, muscles defined. The caption read, "Train after dark. One-on-one only. No excuses, no mirrors." It was bold, mysterious, and exactly the kind of energy I needed after months of feeling stuck in my body. The trainer's name was Kale. No last name, just Kale. His profile was minimal, mostly transformation shots of clients who looked shredded, glowing, otherworldly. I messaged him. Within an hour, he replied, "Midnight spots only. Be consistent. No phones." A week later, I found myself at the address he gave me. It wasn't a typical gym, more like a warehouse, dimly lit from the outside, tucked behind a storage lot. The inside was colder than I expected. Concrete floors, low lights, and not a single mirror on the walls. Just black mats, heavy bags, and a faint smell of metal and earth. Cale greeted me without a smile. Tall, athletic. But something about him didn't feel alive. Not dead, either. Just wrong. Still, I trained, and the results were insane. By the end of week 2, I could deadlift double what I used to. My reflexes were sharp, my stamina endless. Even my posture changed. I looked in the mirror at home and barely recognized myself. But the side effects came quickly. I stopped dreaming. Then the nights I could remember were full of shadowy figures chasing me through concrete tunnels. My energy during the day spiked, but it didn't feel like mine. Sometimes I'd get home and realize hours had passed I couldn't account for. I asked Cale about it once. He smiled. "You're just shedding the weak parts. Most people resist." That was week 3. I decided to quit. I told myself I'd show up one last time, say I was done, thank him, and move on. That night, I arrived 15 minutes early. The gym was quiet. I walked through the main room into the back hall, where the locker area was. There was a soft light leaking from the small restroom at the end. That's when I saw him. Cale, standing in front of the sink, head bowed like he was stretching. But something was missing. The mirror above the sink reflected the room perfectly, except for him. The space where he should have stood was empty. Then slowly he looked up, right at me through the open door. He grinned. "Was wondering when you'd see it." I backed away, heart pounding. He didn't follow, didn't say a word, just stared, like he'd been waiting for me to realize what I'd invited into my life. I ran, didn't grab my stuff, didn't look back. I didn't sleep that night. But when I finally did, I dreamed again, vividly. For the first time in weeks, I felt like my own mind was mine again. Over the next few days, the strength remained, but so did something else, a clarity. I started piecing things together. The gym had no online presence anymore, no address listed. The message thread between us? Gone. But I wasn't the only one. I found others. On forums, comment threads, even Reddit. Women who'd trained with Cale. Women who said he didn't cast a reflection. Women who quit and got their lives back. Now I help others spot trainers like him. Predators who offer transformation but take something deeper. He feeds on weakness, but only if you surrender it. Me? I took my strength back, and every time I lift, every time I hit the bag, I'm reminded of what I left behind in that mirrorless gym. Him. Still waiting. Still hungry. But not for me. Not anymore. I joined the strength program because I wanted control. I'd been through a bad year, an injury, a breakup, a job I hated. I needed to feel powerful again. So when a woman from my old boxing class messaged me with an invite to a private women-only gym with guaranteed results, I jumped. The place had no website, no signage, just a blacked-out warehouse behind a strip mall and a name, the program. The rules were simple. No phones during training, no mirrors, no guests. Don't miss a day. The workouts, brutal. We ran until we puked, lifted until our hands bled, but it was addictive. Within 2 weeks, my body had changed in ways that didn't make sense. My muscle tone was unreal. My old injuries stopped hurting. My stamina doubled, but so did something else. The dreams. They started small, black rooms, women chanting, breathing in sync. Then they grew darker. I'd wake up with aching muscles in places we hadn't even trained. By week 3, I started noticing bruises. Thin red slices on my ribs, scrapes on my knees, places that hadn't been injured the day before. One night, I woke up with a handprint on my shoulder, not mine. I asked the others, quiet women with thousand-yard stares, if they'd had weird symptoms too. One of them, Elise, nodded. She whispered, "Don't check your phone at night." Of course I did. My camera roll had videos I didn't remember recording. At first, they were just blurry clips of me stretching or shadowboxing in the dark. But then, I found one. I was doing pull-ups, fast, flawless, dozens in a row. I've never done that many. But it wasn't just that. It wasn't my face. It was my body. My same birthmark on my side, my same tattoo. But the face, different, sharper, colder, smiling. I locked the phone and didn't sleep. The next day I told the trainer, Marla, that I was leaving the program. She didn't argue. She just looked at me and said, "You've already done your part." That night, I received an airdrop request on my phone. No name, just a file titled Progress Complete.move. I didn't open it. I deleted everything. I moved cities, blocked every contact from the program. It's been 6 months. I still wake up sore sometimes. Still hear the rhythmic breathing in my dreams. And sometimes when I walk past certain gym windows late at night, I catch a glimpse of someone inside. Same body, same clothes. But the face watching me through the glass isn't mine.